Hi guys, Thursday the 20th of October, charity shop gold or garbage, not going to happen because there was nothing that caught my eye in the charity shop today. That was Emerson's Green, where there's only one charity shop anyway, Sue Ryder. There was nothing in there that caught my eye. So I went in Poundland and spotted this for £1. Which is always what I like to see, £1. Light sensing night light. So I thought we'd have a look inside, see what we get for £1. First thing I'll go and do is try it in a dark room to check that it actually works. You can actually plug it in without even taking it out the package. That seems to work okay. Had to go into the dark room to test it because out here where there's daylight, even if I cover the sensor, it doesn't come on. So it must be picking up enough ambient light elsewhere to actually detect the light. Detect daylight. Anyway, we'll take it out of the package and we'll have a look inside, see what we've got. Oh, you've got 3 screws in the back. Oh, they're not crosshead, they are those anti-tamper ones. Right, looking at my sets of bits, those ones there are the sort we want, with just 3 wings, whatever you want to call them. This one, out of this set, has got 3, but they're not quite the right shape. But it looks like they'll do the job. Okay, so that was that set. Poundland, some time ago. Oh, is that going to be long enough to go in there? Yes, just long enough. Now, don't expect a technical explanation of what's inside. That's big Clive territory, not my field of knowledge. Although, having said that, I can more or less work out what we've got here. The 2 red wires for the power going in. That there would be, well, it's effectively an LED, but it will also detect sunlight. When light shines on an LED, it varies the resistance. And there's a little transistor there that no doubt, when this varies, that transistor will turn on. So somewhere back along here, that I think is a big resistor to shunt the mains power. We'll have a look what's on the other side in a minute, but I doubt whether there's very much. I don't know what EDE stands for, but eventually we get down to that thing, which I would think, and this is pure guesswork, will be a rectifier bridge, because we've got AC coming in here and we only want DC to run the LEDs. Although the LEDs will run on AC, they'll just work half the time. So it depends how much flicker you want. I'll see if there is anything written on that. I can't see it with the naked eye at the moment, but there might be some numbers written on there that we can work out whether it's just a rectifier bridge. Oh, there is some numbers on there. Yeah, we'll have a closer look at that in a minute. Yeah. I said that's a resistor. I mean, it could be a capacitor. Looking at the colour of it, capacitors are often white. I don't claim technical knowledge on this. I was just interested to see what you get for a pound. Yeah, nothing clever on the back. So that's it. Right, I'll do some close-ups, see if we can actually see the numbers on there. And so I'm now thinking that might be a capacitor. No doubt somebody will put me right in the comments. But that's what it looks like to me. Light shining on there changes its value. That'll be a little transistor that's turned on or off, whichever way around you want it to go, when the light shines on it. And that will actually allow current to flow along here up to here. That rectifies it, I reckon. DC to feed these. Still guessing what that white thing is. Where are we? Finger. That thing. Whether it's a capacitor or a resistor, it's probably a fuse, which is probably why it's got that Z with a line through it and 1A next to it, a 1 amp fuse. I'm sure plenty of people can tell me. That's my schematic, copied off the circuit board. I may or may not have the LEDs pointing in the right direction, and the light sensor, which I think is also a LED, I've just drawn that way round. Could be either way round. If I looked at it closely, I'll be able to work it out. So that I've drawn as a capacitor, I now think is a fuse. I think these are resistors, and I think that's an H bridge, or a full bridge rectifier, not an H bridge. Possibly, maybe. May just be a voltage regulator. I'll have to look what MB1 means. Transistor J6, and the resistor there 683. Is that 6/8 with 3 zeros after it? I could measure it. Although it's still in circuit, so we may get a different reading. 682, that was pretty good, wasn't it? 680, and that's on the 200k scale, so that's 68k. So 6/8 with 3 zeros after it. And then that white thing, which I now think is a fuse, but I still think it's a capacitor. Got, oh, I don't know, yeah, that's 0 volts, isn't it? 0 resistance going across it. Yeah, that's a thermal, I say a thermal fuse, that's a fuse. 1 amp fuse. I think. It's always a problem trying to measure components when they're still in circuit, because you've got the rest of the circuit doing things. But that would appear to be a full short across there, which makes it a fuse rather than a capacitor. Another little thing for those of you who notice these things. Picture of a battery just there, indicating the battery's low in my meter again. I forgot to check that on the other meter. So we'll swap that battery for a new one. And there you go. The battery warning's disappeared. So just out of interest. Yeah. Down to 6.5 volts on me 9-volt battery. Now we've got fresh battery in there, we'll just measure these resistors. 30k. Yeah. So 2 30k resistors. That thing which I think is a rectifier. That which I now think is a fuse. And that resistor was 68k there. J6 transistor and an LED. Well, yeah, to sense the light. I'll put it back together. We're in my hallway. And if I shut the door slowly, there, it doesn't just flick on, it does actually gently come on in proportion to the amount of light that's hitting that sensor. Well, that is interesting. Almost as much fun as watching the light in the fridge. Hi guys, I was just editing the video and realised I didn't actually test the light sensor. So I've got my meter across it at the moment, measuring 57 kiloohms. If I shine a light over it, let's drop down to about 7 kiloohms. Even less, depending on how much light I get on it. So, take that out of the way again. How about if we try and darken it? There we are. So, 125 kiloohms. In the light from the room, 58 kiloohms. Shine a light on it, 5 kiloohms or less. Thanks for watching. If you want more information, check down below in the video description. If you like this video, you might like this one up here. And if you want to subscribe, you can check out my channel over here. Up here is my latest video on my channel, and down here is a video playlist associated with the video you've just watched. Thanks again for watching.